Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Profit Plays live show here on our YouTube channel. Joining me, as always, we have Trey Trends and Seth Stacks. We're going to be breaking down some of the games for Saturday, the bigger games in college football. We also have the Dog of the Week back and the Parlay Lock back as well. Boys, let's get right into these games. Going to be 5 games going to be breaking down. Huge slate of games, lots of good games. We're going to start in the Big 12. It's going to be Kansas State going up against Texas. Kansas State is +4. The over-under is 48.5. Trey, we'll start with you as your team.
Yeah, give me K-State here on the money line. I don't even need the points, guys, if I'm going to be honest with you. K-State, they have looked red hot over their last 2 games, winning those 2 games with a combined score of 82-3. They are ready to walk in to Austin in this game and cause some trouble for this Texas team. And I love K-State here. They've been running a dual-threat quarterback system with Will Howard starting. And just whenever Will Howard starts to falter off, they send in true freshman Avery Johnson. And dude, that guy's a stud. He is fast as heck, and he can rip the ball when necessary. And so far, that 2-quarterback system has been working very good. Like I just said, put up 40-plus points 2 games in a row. I love K-State here. They always play Texas close, and I don't expect that to change in this game. I mean, over the last few seasons, every game has been one score. Last season, K-State lost by a touchdown. The season before that, they lost by 5 points. So I expect K-State to make this game close. And if they are close at the end of it, they will definitely pull this game out. They're going to be on a mission. And if K-State wins this game, they'll find themselves at the top of the Big 12 standings and primed and ready to go back to back.
All right, Seth. You on the other side,
please? This pains me to do, guys. It really does. Trust me. You don't know how much this hurts me. But the smart play here and the safe play here is K-State with the points here. You have to do it. It's the smart play. This offense has been on a tear. They've scored 38-plus points in 3 straight wins, and Texas is going to be without Quinn Ewers again. Malik Murphy didn't look awful last week, but the team he's getting ready to face will provide much more pressure on him for him to have to produce. With how the K-State offense is scoring, Murphy is going to have to take care of the ball and make smart decisions. He already threw a pick last week. I'm not sure I can trust his decision-making in this game. And with how many points K-State's probably going to put up, that's going to put a lot of pressure on him to not have a 3-and-out anytime in this game, go down, put up some sort of points. And I think that pressure is just going to be too much on them. I think K-State's probably just going to spy Jonathan, the running back, for Texas, Jonathan Brooks. I think they're just going to spy Jonathan Brooks and make Malik Murphy beat them. I don't like their chances. I do like K-State's scoring output in this game. As much as it pains me to do, we have to say it how it is. And I just think the smart play is K-State here with the points.
Yeah, everybody's on Kansas State. I don't know much about Malik Murphy. I think he's going to be decent, but the only problem is that Kansas State's been so good defensively lately. I don't know, guys. You guys are both on Kansas State. I don't like it one little bit. I did this the other night with Syracuse. I'm going to flip my pick. I'm going to take Texas -4. At the beginning of the season, guys, I said Texas has NFL-ready players, and they still do. They have to win this game in order to win the Big 12. They have to win this game in order to still be in the conversation for the playoffs, the 4-man playoff in college football. So I'm going to take Texas -4. I don't like it. I think the public's going to be all over Texas as well. They're going to see this small number, and they're going to think, oh, Texas -4, easy. Kansas State, not that good, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I think Texas finds a way to win at -4, even though I hate it. I am going to take it. Too many people on Kansas State. So give me Texas -4 as my play. I hate the play. God, I hate the play. But let's move on. Another huge Big 12 game. Going to be Oklahoma -6 going up against Oklahoma State. Probably the last time we're going to see these teams play for a while. The over-under is 61.5. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, guys, I'm so excited to watch this game. Like Bear said, it's the last game of Bedlam, and that's going to be pretty juiced. The crowd is going to be going crazy. This game's at Stillwater in Oklahoma State, so it's going to be juicing there. And both teams are coming to this game with a pretty good record. Oklahoma 7-1, Oklahoma State 6-2. Both teams are fighting for the Big 12 title, and Oklahoma is leaving the Big 12 for the SEC after this year. So this rivalry game, who knows where it's going to stand after this year. And I think that Oklahoma State's going to come in this game primed and ready to defend home turf. So give me Oklahoma State here, +6.5 in this game. I think that they could win this game straight up, if I'm being honest with you, because this Oklahoma State team has been buzzing over the last few weeks. Guys, ever since they went to their single quarterback system and just settled on a quarterback, they have been scoring points, and they've won 4 games in a row since that happened, beating Kansas State, KU, West Virginia, and Cincinnati, and scoring at least 29 points in all those games and scoring 40-plus in 2 of those. So I love Oklahoma State here. In Oklahoma, we saw what happened to them last week in the cold and rain going up against KU. They lost that road game by 5 points. Now they're going back-to-back road games, and this one a big rivalry game. So give me Oklahoma State +6.5 in that game.
Seth, you with them?
I'm with him. Big 12 still wide open here. There's theoretically 4 teams that are still competing for the Big 12 title at this point in time. Still 4 teams, still wide open. I'm going to take the safe play here. I'm going to take the alt spread at plus 7.5 because I do think a touchdown game is likely in this. But I do also think Oklahoma State could win this game, but I tend to shy away from the going for it picks, and I do tend to go more for the safer plays, especially in a game like this. And like Trey said, Oklahoma's coming off a tough loss on the road, and then they have to turn around and go on the road again to another ruckus environment. It's just going to be tough on them. And the big thing here that the reason I love Oklahoma State is the Sooners have lost its last 3 November games as road favorites, and Oklahoma State has won each of their last 6 games at home against ranked teams. So Oklahoma State at home really steps up to the task and does what they need to do to win games. And I like how Oklahoma State has been playing since they inserted Alec Bowman to their starting quarterback. This offense has been much more potent. So I do like Oklahoma State with the points here.
All right, you're both
There
on.
we have a pressing question, though, real quick from James Brooks in the chat.
Yes.
What do we think of Fortnite OG? Lit, huh? I'm glad it's back. Haven't jumped off the bus yet, so I haven't played the OG Fortnite yet, but I've seen some videos. It looks like, good old days, 2018, 2019, pre-COVID. What do you guys think of, Fortnite OG?
Yeah, I played a couple games before we even started this live. I played with James Brooks, the kid over there. He was with one of his buddies, had a loud keyboard and wanted to kill myself, but it was fun. The pump's back, 200 damage to the head. We're going to have a little game session tonight as well with the boys. The vibes are going to be great, but you guys both
Can you double pump? Can you double pump still?
You can indeed. You can indeed double pump. It's like the old days at 3 a.m. when everybody said, don't get off till we lose, and we never lost, and then we missed college the next day because we slept in. But yeah, that's for sure. But we have Oklahoma State here. You guys both took them. I'm going to take Oklahoma. I'm going to hate myself again for taking them. I think they win this game by a touchdown. This is going to be the last Bedlam matchup between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, as the rivalry will end because Oklahoma's leaving the Big 12. I'm sure they're going to schedule some games down the road, but this is going to be the last matchup for a while. And again, this game should be a night game, guys. It's a 2:30 game. If this game was at night, Oklahoma State, I'd be all over them to win this game outright. But because it's in the middle of the day, I have to take Oklahoma. I just think Oklahoma's the far better team in this matchup. And I know that they're coming off a loss against Kansas. That was a really good game that we watched, but I think that motivates them even more in this game to get off the mat and win this one. They still have an opportunity to make the college football playoffs. They have an opportunity to win the Big 12 championship game as well, and they have to win out in order to make both of those happen. This is a monster game for both teams. I understand the rivalry impact, but Oklahoma's the better team, so I'm going to take them to win this game by a touchdown. Don't like it. Both plays I don't like, but I'm going to be uncomfortable on Saturday and take -6 Oklahoma. Let's move on to our next game. It is going to be Missouri going up against Georgia. Georgia's -15.5. The over-under is 56.5. Seth, we'll start with you here.
Yeah, another thing that I never expect to come out of my mouth. I think Missouri can cover here. I think Missouri is going to make this game close. Guys, I'm a big KU fan. Going on K-State side and going on Missouri's side here is really, really hurt my ego. It's tough, but I'm going to do it. I am taking Missouri here to cover with the points. They've been a big surprise to me. Brady Cook and Luther Burden leading that offense has made that offense look really good. And this Georgia defense isn't the same Georgia defense we're used to saying. I'm not taking anything away from them. Yes, this is still a very good SEC defense, but this defense is not as effective as it has been in years past. And the thing with Missouri is they can really score points. They have scored 30 points or more in their last 6 games. So they can put up points. I think they can keep up with this Georgia offense. And their defense, Missouri's defense hasn't looked bad over the last couple games. And on top of that, Missouri is 5-1 ATS in their last 6 games. This is a huge game for Missouri as they're currently sitting second in the SEC East standings, right there with Georgia. This could go a long ways in helping this team propel themselves in the SEC. I think they can go on the road here and keep it close. I'm not going to take them to win, but I do think they can keep it very close here.
Dennis, what's up, man? Glad to see you in the chat. I know you've been busy, so thank you for tuning in tonight. That means a lot to us. But I'm going to go ahead and go here. Last week, I took Florida to beat Georgia. That didn't go very well. They got thumped. I thought Georgia would look much, much, much worse with Bowers out of that lineup. They looked exactly the same they have the last 5 years. I don't think Missouri's that bad of a team. I think they're a pretty good team, actually. They probably won't beat Georgia in this game, even though last week I said Georgia's not that good this year. I've been wrong before on this show, guys, and I'm going to be wrong in the past with some of my takes in the future, but I think Georgia might still be good. I'm going to backtrack on that take. I'm going to stay away from a side here because I don't want to bet against Georgia. I'm going to take the over 56.5 points scored. Both teams have explosive offenses, and Missouri has a really bad defense. Missouri scored 35 to 40 points per game, and Georgia can easily score 35 to 40 points per game this season as well. This game's probably going to be back and forth, but because how Georgia looked last week and how they looked against Kentucky and how when everybody says Georgia's not good, they bounce back and kill teams by 30-plus points, I'm going to stay away from the spread here. Just give me the over 56.5 as my play. Trey?
Yeah, I'm going to side with Seth here. Give me Missouri plus 15 in this game. I love Missouri in this game because if we remember what happened last year in this matchup, Georgia, they barely walked out of a win in Missouri, only winning that game 26-22, and they had to have a last-second touchdown to win that game. So I think Missouri is going to be pretty motivated to come in this game and kind of get that game back from Georgia. And so far, Missouri, they've looked really good this season. I hate to say it because they looked good against my K-State Wildcats and beat us. And ever since that game, they've been scoring 30 points in every game since then. They've scored 30 points at least in 7 straight games. So I love their offense heading into Georgia. And I know Seth said Georgia's defense isn't as good in the past, and that's a true statement. They're still damn good, but they're not just strikingly elite like they have been in the past couple of years. So I love Missouri here. I think this is a great spot for them. This is just simply just way too many points. Missouri's offense is just too good to lose by 2 touchdowns, even if it is against Georgia. So I'm taking Missouri plus 15.
Fine, I'll take Missouri plus 15.5 as well. I don't like it, but last week I did say Missouri or Florida is going to beat Georgia. I don't know if it's going to happen because Georgia's looked like a juggernaut whenever I said they're bad. So I guess I'll take Missouri plus 15.5 with you guys. You talk.
Hey, the motto for tonight is I don't like it.
I don't like it. I really don't like any of my picks right now, dude. It's crazy. But let's move on. Pac-12 matchup, huge game here. Washington -3 going on the road to take on USC. Over under 76.5. Trey, tell me who's winning.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty interesting one to watch. Both teams have not really looked overly good heading into this one. Washington, they've kind of stumbled over the last couple of weeks, and we all know what's happened with USC over the last couple of weeks as well. But one thing remains for sure is that both these offenses are still good. So I don't care how high this number is. Give me the over 77 total points here in this game. I think both these offenses are going to at least score 30. And then we just got to work our way up to 78 after that, which I think is easily possible. Washington, their pass offense is elite. USC, they just need Caleb Williams and at least 1 or 2 wide receivers to show up. It's not all Caleb Williams' fault. His wide receivers have been doo-doo as the season has progressed, and his offensive line is just not there. So we just need USC to show up in this game, and this over is definitely going to hit because Washington's definitely going to do their part. So I don't even hate Washington -2.5 here if you guys want a game pick, but my pick is going to be the over 77.
Yeah, I know a lot about these teams. I've watched them a lot this season. Washington hasn't looked great over the last couple of games. Neither is USC. Does not matter to me how Washington's looking. I'm going to take them -3 to beat the absolute piss out of USC. It doesn't matter that the Trojans are at home in this game because the defense, no matter where they are, is going to give up 40-plus points to this Washington team. Washington hasn't looked great over the last 2 games, like I said, but I think that's due to the hangover of the Oregon game. They should be on the top of their game in this one, and I expect their best performance of the season. USC last week let California score 49 points on them, and they still somehow took that game, scoring 50 points, winning by 1 point. I'm not going to get too much into Caleb Williams because he makes me want to hurt somebody, but that kid has a lot of work to do mentally to be prepared for the NFL. He's still a kid, and he's acting like an immature little brat, calling out his teammates, saying that they're not playing very well, and he's only had 1 bad game, blah, blah, blah. He needs to figure it out, or he's not going to have an NFL career, in my opinion. I just really don't like Caleb Williams. Give me Washington -3. They win this game easily, and the over-under here is 76.5. I'm going to take the under. I know the teams are really good offensively. They can score fast, but 77 points, guys, you got to be basically perfect in order to get that number in college football. I think we see at least some stops in this game, especially from the Washington defense. So I'm going to take the under. I don't think USC is going to sniff 40 points in this game. Give me Washington -3 and give me the under 77 as my 2 plays. Seth?
Yeah, Bear, I'm a little confused because usually when the book challenges you, you go for the challenge.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised. I've never seen Bear shy away.
You're not for it.
Typically I would, but I've watched USC the last 3 weeks. This is not a good football team. I don't care. You can make the debate. Caleb Williams makes them good, but they are not a good team. And I think Washington's going to make a statement. I don't know if USC is going to score 40 points. I don't know if they're going to score 30 points, but I'll take the under. Although Washington might score 50 on them, so I don't know.
I think we may be dealing with AI Bear tonight, Seth. This does not seem like the Bear that we've been, interacting with, getting to know, giving out plays with.
Boy. Give me the over. I'm on the over. 77 of that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm taking the under. I think the under is a better play. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, you guys said everything right. I'm on Washington here. We're gonna sweep the board on that. USC will make any offense in college football look good. Literally any offense. And I tell you what, Washington does not need help looking good on offense. Yeah, they've struggled the last couple of weeks, but Michael Penix is still the lead man for Heisman right now, and I think he's going to solidify his spot atop the Heisman. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see 5+ touchdowns from Michael Penix in this game. USC is allowing 420.9 yards per game. This ranks them outside the top 100. Kong, absolutely great pick.
Whoa, 8 dimes and a half for Hallie? Damn, bro.
Well, he sat out. He had to save his assist for tonight since he sat out yesterday.
Colin, what's his points at? All right, go ahead, Seth.
Yeah, but you guys said it all. I'm on Washington here. USC's defense is doo-doo, and they could make anybody look good. Washington doesn't need help looking good. Washington's going to hang a lot of points on them, and I just don't think the Caleb Williams team can win this game or get close in this game. So Washington here for me.
Yeah, and I'm also going to add something. I think Caleb Williams is going to get in a fight with this team when they're down by 24+ points in this game. So I'm going to add that to the card. I don't know what the plus money is going to be on that, but I think he's going to get into a fight on the sideline because they're going to get embarrassed in that game. But let's move on to the biggest game of the slate. LSU going up against Alabama. Alabama -3, over under 61.5 points. Trey, who's winning this big game?
Oh, my God, guys. I'm so excited to watch this game. Alabama versus LSU at night. The only way this game could have been better is if it was at LSU, in my opinion, because then I felt like this game could have easily been a pick 'em. And I feel like it kind of still is. But at the end of the day, guys, we got to take Bama here. So I'm going to take them actually -2.5. I'm going to buy a half point. Still -138. It's pretty expensive to buy that half point, which goes to show that the books do expect this to be a pretty close game. And Alabama, they haven't looked overly impressive this season like the Alabama that we've gotten used to. In LSU, their offense is damn good. We all know that. But their defense is a massive, absolutely massive liability. And I think it's going to come back to bite them in this game. Alabama's defense, we all know what to expect with it. And I think that Nick Saban's going to have some stuff dialed up to slow down Daniels in this game. So I love Alabama here, -2.5. I know that it was a tough game for Bama last year, but if you look at the games before that, it's been roll tide.
Yeah, I do want to mention if LSU wins this game and they beat Georgia somehow in the SEC championship game, I think they have a legitimate shot to be the first 2-loss team to make the 4-man college football playoffs. If they beat Alabama and then they beat Georgia, I think they slip in. With that being said, and all the crap I've said about Alabama this season, I'm taking Alabama roll tide. The stat you really need to know for this game is that Nick Saban does not lose to the same team with the same quarterback more than one time in his career. I'm going to have you guys guess the last time that Nick Saban lost to a college quarterback more than one time in college. This quarterback beat Nick Saban 2 times in his college career. Tell me the quarterback that did that to Nick Saban. And I'll give you a hint. He's going to be a future Hall of Famer.
Oh, well, my first guess was going to be Cardell Jones. I'm just kidding.
No, not close, not close.
Okay. I don't think Joe Burrow played him twice. Seth, you got any guesses? Come on, fire away.
Uh-oh.
Johnny Manziel.
Seth, you want to guess?
Is Johnny Manziel going to be a future Hall of Famer? Trey, come on.
I mean,
Hey,
you never
college
know.
football Hall of Famer.
Hey, he's better than I can do. I'm not even able to spew anything out right now.
He's signed.
How long ago was this? Like a long, long time ago.
I'll give you the answer. The answer is Drew Brees with Purdue.
Whoa.
He beat Nick Saban 2 times back between 1995 and 1999 when he was the head coach of Michigan State. Nick Saban is the greatest college football coach of all time, and he will not be, and I will not be betting against him, especially after what he showed us in the second half against Tennessee in that last game. They looked incredible. He still has what it takes to get the guys going. I think Alabama got hot at the right time. They're going to put a bunch of points up on this LSU defense. So I'm going to take Alabama Crimson Tide, roll tide, -3 as my play. Seth?
Yeah, you said the word I like, a lot of points, and that's why the over is going to be the winner for me here in this one. I'm going to hammer the over in this game. These offenses are going to go back and forth up and down the field all game long. LSU's offense is elite led by Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors, but their defense is not so good. So I do think Jaden Milroe and this Alabama offense is going to put up quite a few points in this game as well. And the thing that makes me love this even more is 15 of LSU's last 16 games have gone over total points, and 3 of the last 4 meetings between LSU and Alabama have hit the over as well. So I just think we're going to see a high-scoring game here. I think it's going to be super fun to watch these teams go back and forth, and I think it's just going to be a fun game to watch. So I'm going to stay away from the game picks so I'm not sweating, and because I do know it's going to be high scoring. So that's my easiest pick there.
And then I'm also going to add Alabama team total over as well to my card. I don't know what it's going to be at, but I am going to add that on there. I think Alabama's going to beat the crap out of them. But let's move on to the dog of the week. Did we get any dog of the week wins last week? I know the leaderboard's looking
No, unfortunately, we did not. But hey,
okay.
it's a new week, new day.
New day. All right, I'll have you start it.
Yeah, and I talked about this game earlier. OK State +6. I love that we're getting +6 here. I honestly would have hammered it even if it was a pick'em game because I think that Oklahoma State does have a great chance to win this game. It's Bedlam, boys. And whenever it's Bedlam, all things go out the window. And the only thing that stays in the window is the home team, and that is Oklahoma State here. I think their fans are going to be going crazy. They're going to be whacking their sticks all game long, and I think that's going to drive Oklahoma State to a win here. OU did not look too good last week against Seth's KU Jayhawks, and I think it's going to propel them to another loss against their rival here.
Yeah, I do like that play, even though I'm on Oklahoma. I mean, it's going to be a great game regardless of what team you have there. But for my dog of the week, I'm going to take NC State. I love NC State at home here, +5.5. I'm going to take them on the money line as my dog of the week going up against the Miami Hurricanes. Home pups here is all I have to say. NC State's a very good team on their home field, only losing one game so far this season. That was to Notre Dame towards the beginning of the season. If you remember that game, there was a weather delay in the first half. The game was tied going into that weather delay. It gave Notre Dame a chance to try to figure out the NC State defense because before that, they were being bottled up on every single play. But that was their only loss of the season at home. In their last home game, they knocked off Clemson, and they are back home again to face Miami. Miami, guys, is the team that's only played 2 total road games this season, and they're 1-1, a loss on the road to North Carolina. Miami typically likes to run the ball 50% of the time, and if they try to do that in this game, it's going to be trouble. They're going to have to change their game plan because one of the best rushing defenses in the nation is this NC State team. They allow 109.5 rushing yards per game. The defense at home carries NC State to this victory. Give me NC State as my dog of the week. Seth?
Yeah, guys, and Trey mentioned the Jayhawks, and I'm going to do it. A little surprised they came out as underdogs. I mean, I understand why, but this is just telling you how tough this Iowa State team is. Just because KU beat Oklahoma, they're ranked 22nd, and they got their first ever college football playoff ranking. So let's go, KU. I'm happy with that, but I'm not going to be happy if we lose here because they still have a chance at the Big 12 title. But that's going to start with winning this game on the road at Ames. And they have not won a road game against Iowa State since 2008. So there was a lot of nostalgia here. This one is going to be a tough game for KU, but this KU team has shown this year time and time again that this is a new team. They respond to adversity, and I think going on the road, they can beat this Iowa State team. I do know this Iowa State defense is really good, and their offense has started gaining a little bit of ground, but I think after last week's win against Oklahoma, this KU team is going to go into Ames and win for the first time since 2008. It's too juicy for me not to take them as the underdog here. I mean, they just beat Oklahoma. They're coming off a big win. We could see. I mean, Iowa State's a good team. That's why KU is the underdog, because Iowa State's a good team, but we shall see.
Yeah, I don't hate it at all. Let's move on to the parlay lock. I don't think we won last week because I'm pretty sure I gave out Florida, and they got absolutely destroyed. But let's take a look at the parlay lock this week. I'm first, so I'm going to go first here. I'm going to take Oregon and Cal to go over 59.5 total points scored. The only stat you need to know for this game is that Oregon's at home in this one, and they're the best scoring offense in the country at home. They've scored 38-plus points in every home game this season, and at home they're averaging 54 points per game. Crazy to think. The total points in this game is only 59.5, so they will need a couple touchdowns from California, and they will definitely get it as California's been really good offensively lately. They've scored 30-plus points in 4 of the last 6 games, and they were able to put up 2 touchdowns against Utah, one of the best defenses in the nation. Last week, California, they scored 49 points on USC, and 2 weeks before that, they put up 40 on Oregon State. They really should have beat USC at home, but they made way too many mistakes down the stretch. They were up by 17 points in the late in the third quarter, and they still lost that game. I don't know how, but the offense has been cooking for them, and I expect them to have at least 14 points in this game, probably more going up against Oregon. If we add those numbers up, 60 points is all we need. Oregon's averaging 50. We get 14 from Cal. That's way over 59.5 points. So that's going to be my lock of the week for this week, Trey.
And I just talked about this team, my dogs. I'm going with OK State. I bought a couple points here, took it to +7.5 to get that touchdown spread there to kind of make this parlay be a little bit more locky. So I love OK State here +7.5.
Seth?
Yeah, and I'm going to just take Washington on the money line here in this game. USC's defense can't stop anybody. Last I saw, this was at -155, so this is a perfect parlay-type pick. Don't take points, just take them on the money line here. I don't think USC is going to be able to score enough in this game to beat Washington, so I like Washington a lot to win that game.
Yep, that is going to do it for our parlay lock. But last week, Trey's team and our NBA videos got the win. We do NBA player props for our teams every week. The winning team gets put on a wheel for our live shows, all 5 of the starting players, and they spin it for a chance to win $25. So good luck to everybody who's on Team Trey. I hope you all lose because my team did not win. But Trey, I'll let you take over.
Yeah, good luck, everybody. You know the drill. Give it a few shuffles. And, I was thinking about putting my name on there because I feel like I did my part. I should be part of this 25. Just kidding. We got Dennis Caldwell in the chat. Hopefully it goes to him. But it looks like it's going to Brett Zaccarello.
I think we might need a respin on that one. No, I'm just kidding. Congratulations, Brett, on the $25 win for Team Trey. We are still, rigged indeed. Rigged indeed, honestly. We are still going to be doing teams all throughout the year. So if you guys are interested in that, go look at our videos for tomorrow. We have a college
football. Look at the confidence from Kong. This is me next week. He's on
Hey, my team is off to a hot start right now, guys. I don't think he is that far
on his shot. This is me next week, he says.
I love that. He's got a big head right now. I'll tell you what, my team's going to win this week. But yeah, guys, if you want to check out our player prop NBA videos, we have one coming out tomorrow for Saturday. We also have a college football video coming out as well. So thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate everybody being here, all the comments and all the love. Check out our website also, bearsprofitplays.com. We have a ton of free plays up there, and become a member for $5 a month, really cheap over there. But again, thank you guys for being here. We'll see you guys on tomorrow's videos. All right, everybody have a good night.
Peace.